Look at me now. Good, 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 good. Oh, my life, you know me like this. Clouds are dark, and UFRL is back. It is round 10, two more rounds to go till we finish season 9. A very tumultuous season, very interesting season so far, where Williams have dominated from start to finish. They just have two more rounds to be crowned champions to get that gold. There's been an announcement that they will get 20% of their finishing order at the end of the season. So I know TP Pesci has informed his drivers about that and will be getting them to be on top form to make sure that they can run that 20% off. With the standings I do have, the reason why I haven't posted standings, by the way, is because there's an issue around 5. It wasn't an issue last week, so last week's numbers were correct. But this week, it seems like round 5 might have, something just have inflated so much. Like in tier 2, Kickstarter got 230 something points. Like you can't get 230 something points, even if you have 5 drivers on track. But yeah, so I'll have to look at that and look at the issue there before I post the standings. But from what I see, even with the 20% reduction for Williams, they're still slightly ahead of Red Bull and Mercedes in the constructors. After Mercedes last week, good performances from Mercedes last week, they did overtake Red Bull to go back into P2, and Red Bull are in P3. That's your top 3 for now: Red Bull, Mercedes, and Williams, who will be going for the championship. But here we go. First to be out is going to be Declan in the kick Sauber. As he locks up and goes for a little bit of blonde mowing. The kick Sauber there. Not the best thing to do. You don't want to wreck those tires before you can even start a lap. He's one of the drivers that you expect to have a strong race here today. If I can remember, there you go. Who just saw those first drops of rain? Like I said, the clouds were dark, so definitely the rain will be looming, and that is the first sign of rain right there. I just saw a few drops, and I know a lot of these drivers are going to be out very quick to make sure they put those laps in. Rusted Boat and Woody still in the pits, and Parkour. So 3 drivers that you need to be informed real quick that it is about to start raining. If you want to get your optimal time, this is the time to go out. Declan will be the first. I don't believe the first driver to start the lap will have the most optimal time. It's going to be like probably the 3rd or 4th driver to start, because the first driver will have warmed up the track for them and dropped some rubber for them. So Declan will be the first. Then the Ferrari of Arise, I believe. Angry Badger, sorry, Arise is here. The Angry Badger will be the next. Then we have the Alpine of BAM, Jack, not racing today, as Gandalf will be taking the car. We have the Williams behind him of Pesci, our championship leader, looking to extend his championship lead even more. He can win the championship today, but it all depends on his teammates. Let me give you guys information on that one. So last week, let's go to Declan, by the way. Let's stay with Declan as he's about to finish his lap. So last week, Pesci, Pesci can win the championship today. He's currently, actually, all Pesci has to do today is finish and he'll be champion. Because he's currently how many points ahead of his teammate now? 90 something points ahead of his teammates. So all Pesci has to do today is complete the race, and he's your champion for season 9. Earliest championship win for the season. I think everybody else will be going to the final round for sure. But Pesci with a 1:14.4 goes faster than Declan with a 1:14.5, Bam 1:15, and Angry Badger 1:15. All the drivers will have to complete their laps now. It's going to be the Haas first. Who's that? And Haas, it's going to be Viking, Viva crosses the line 115. Hazer 115.4. The two Alpines 115.8. The Mercedes are going to have to finish their times now as they're going right beside each other. 115.5 for Mr. P, and Merck will cross the line to invalidate his time, and that surely will be the end of his quali because the rain is pouring. Do we have time to go into getting more fuel? Don't know. The rain still, it's not pouring that hard yet, but the track definitely is not as strong as it was on their first laps. As the rain pours, when the rain starts to pour down even more, maybe these drivers will retire and we can go straight into the qualifying. 116.1 for the Red Bull of ARC Mickey and his teammate Parkour, about to finish her lap, sliding all over the place, but she has to set a time to see exactly where she can go. It's going to be a 115.8 for Parkour as the track is getting slower now. Times are going up. Woody's still in the pits. Rusted Boat out there on his lap now. It looks like he might have made a mistake on lap before. Maybe he just came out a little bit late. We'll see what time he can get. But Merck in the Mercedes, will he be going for a lap on this one is the question. He has his teammate behind him. Does he have enough fuel to go for another push lap, or will he be going into the pits? It looks like another push lap for the Mercedes of Merck. His teammate though will be going into the pits. Let's see what the Mercedes can do. 119.3 that he has set on that one. But surely can go faster. The rain isn't still pouring as much, but Pesci already starting his run, his championship run. It's gonna be, could be gold day for Pesci. Or like I said, all he has to do is not retire from the race. Or actually, all he has to, I won't say not retire from the race because he's currently okay. He's more than 100 points ahead of his teammates. He's more than 100 points ahead of his teammates. So yeah. I don't think he's champion already. It's 70 points. That's 105. If yeah, Pesci. I think I'm okay. Yeah. All he has to do is finish today, and he's champion. It's TS 321. Hazer has 315. Hazer is gonna have to win. Pesci is gonna have to DNF the next two races. Hazer is gonna have to win the next two races and get fastest lap in each of them if he does want to have a chance to beat Pesci by just 1 point. Because right as we speak, Pesci is 106 points away from his teammate. And if Hazer does get the win today, next week, and gets the fastest lap for both races with Pesci DNFing, he will get 106 points. 107 points, actually. So, good luck, Hazer. He probably already knows his teammate has the championship secured. As you can see, the rain is getting worse now. Anybody who's on a lap cannot get any faster. Merck with a 116.5 having to start in P13 after invalidating his first lap. Woody on an out lap now will be the last driver to set a time that it will be too hard to see him beating anybody else in front of him. But most of these drivers now will be retiring at the end of this one. But when Pesci does cross the line, we will be celebrating with him for his second Tier 2 championship in UFRL. All he has to do is keep that car going. So quali done in less than 5 minutes. Yep, quali is done already. Unless someone wants to just be out there pushing on the inters. But if it's not going to be an inter race, just everyone just retire after your last place, so we can go straight to the race. Because if it's an inter race, then I understand staying, going out there and just trying to fill out how it is on the inter, trying to practice before the race. But if it's not an inter race, everyone please just retire. Let's just end this here. Let's go straight to the race. It's championship race for Pesci. A lot of legends have won their championships here at Mexico, and Pesci will be joining them. Mr. P has won a championship here at Mexico before. Lewis Hamilton has won a championship here at Mexico. I think who else? Max, maybe Max. I'm not sure if Max won at Mexico. I think Max won on different tracks like Japan and USA. But yeah. Right, so a few of them are retiring now. Pesci will take that pole position. Nobody else can beat that time. Woody going into the pit and retiring from the session. Everybody else now coming out. I mean, they're still coming out. Parkour is out there on the softs. Interesting call from her. I don't think you can improve, but she's going to go at it and see what she can do if she can get into the top 5, maybe top 6. But I don't see that happening as Gandalf will be going into the pits. He has seen that it will be quick enough. He's validated his time, but it will have never been quick enough as the track is getting even wetter and wetter. As you can see, but let's go with the Red Bull now. Let's stick with the Red Bull on track. It's so crazy that Hazer needs the most perfect races in the next 2 races, and his teammates, he needs to fully DNF if Hazer wants a chance to win the championship. As ARC will be giving Parkour that slipstream as they head down to turn 1. Maybe that's where she can get the time that she needs. As you can see, ARC will slide to the side and let her go through. We'll see what time she can set. Let's stick with her here to see if she's struggling as the track gets even wetter. The rain is pouring down. Not much, but as you can see, losing the back end already coming out of turn 3. She heads to the left-hander now. She's going to have to do a lot to keep that car straight and to keep her time improving. She's going to finish the first sector line. She did finish the sector line. I did not check to see if she was improving. But after the S's, we'll see exactly what she is on. She's still pushing now, so she might be in a position where she feels that she will get a better time here. Sliding to the S's. Oh, almost losing the back end there. But I don't think it will be enough for Parkour to improve. Let's see. Crossing the line now, already 1.7 seconds down on her time, so that would mean a pit stop for the Red Bull, and that will mean the end of qualifying here, the quickest qualifying that we've had all season, as Badger will also be going into the pit, same as ARC Mickey and the Mercedes of Merck, who is out on an outlap now. Can he improve on his time? Probably not. He is out there on the inters. Can inters be faster than softs here? Not too sure. I mean, we've seen in Australia twice this season in 100% and in Tier 2, where they were told to go out there on the softs. But when drivers decided to go out on the inters, they did set a quicker time. So, alright, let's stick with Merck here and see exactly what he does. He's going to be the last driver out on track. Everybody else will be retiring on this one. Viva up in P4. Good qualifying for him here. Looks like that might be his best qualifying of the season. He did start yeah, he did even start in from when he came to reverse quality, because he's been doing well this season, so he's not one of the ones who did starting from when we did the reverse grid. I believe that was back at Belgium for Tier 1, I think. But here, we're sticking with the Mercedes of Merck. Is he improving on his time? Let's him get through the S's now, and we will see if he's going to make up for the late start. Yeah, that would definitely make up for the late start. The fact that we're going to be ending quality early. But I mean, Merck's still out there, so as he's pushing the inters, is he improving on his time when he crosses the line here? 3 seconds down. Nope. No way you're going to be quicker than soft tires, even if it's a little bit wet. The soft tires are just better than the inters, and he has invalidated his time now. Will be going into the pits. That will be that in qualifying. Pesci, on the day that he can be champion, on the day that most likely he will be champion, will be starting pole position. That's why it was key that the league took away the pole position points, because if we had those points still on, Pesci would have been champion by now, because he's had a bunch of pole positions this season. All I've seen him be champion, because all he needed last week was 1 more extra point to be champion. So that's all he needed last week, 1 extra point to be champion. I haven't fully put in the numbers. I put in for a bunch of them, but not all of them yet. But I know the top 5. The top 5 was Pesci with 321 points, Hazer with 215, Deck with 213. Deck from this point wouldn't be able to win the championship no matter how perfect his race is. Yeah? Mr. P with 210. So the race for The race for P2 in the championship is absolutely heating up as Hazer down to Mr. P, P2, 3, and 4 are separated by 5 points. Hazer will T15, Deck will 213, and Mr. P will 210. So they definitely will be looking to be second best of the rest when it comes to the championship. Definitely not made for the late start. Definitely not made up for the late start. People are dreaming still. Yeah, people are definitely still dreaming out here. Like once the rain just started pouring down, if you hadn't set a time, that first time is done, it's finished. And Deck was one of the smartest to come out that early. Same thing as Pesci. Pesci was just a car behind him after Angry Badger. So there's a reason why they are top. They make decisions like that, and they will start 1-2 the Scotsmen ahead of the rest of the English and rest of the Englishmen behind them. And we have another Scots winner in Tier 1 today. They have dominated Tier 1 this season, the Scots, but Tier 2 has been taken by the English as Warrior has dominated that one. I believe Warrior is English, if I'm not getting it wrong. So, and Bakey, where's Bakey for Scots or English? I think Bakey is also English, so the English have dominated. And Dog, yeah. Bakey and Dog English, so they have dominated Tier 3. But Tier 1 has all been dominated by the Scotsmen with the most wins this season. Can the Englishmen have any say about that in the last 2 races? We will see. We will see. The beef continues between the 2 islanders. We call them islanders, definitely. The guys from the UK are all islanders. There we go. 5 minutes, definitely. And the rain is definitely not going to come in this one. Sun's out, buns out. As the track is going to be warm. The race is going to be quick. And we'll see exactly how it's going to be. Not that much drivers showing up today, especially for Tier 1, just 14 drivers, which is quite a surprise. Let me go look at their attendance for Tier 2, see if they're doing better over there. Probably doing better over there. Tier 2 attendance. Yeah, Tier 2 attendance is currently doing better. It's a mystery track tomorrow, and these are the tracks that could be up for play. Japan, Miami, Imola, Canada, Belgium, Netherlands, Azerbaijan, Singapore, Mexico, Vegas, Qatar, and Portugal. If I'm going for anyone, it's be only tracks are actually like that: Japan, Miami, Imola, Mexico, and Vegas. Mexico, Vegas, Qatar. So Japan, Miami, Imola, Mexico, Vegas, Qatar. I hope it's one of them. I don't know. I don't want Canada. I don't want Spa. I don't really like Spa like that. Netherlands, Azerbaijan, Singapore. Hell no. And Portugal. Who wants Portugal? I don't even think we've raced Portugal this season. It was considered 100% tier as drivers didn't even want to race that one. Imagine doing a full race at Portugal 100%. I mean, remember we did a full race Portugal 100% tier a few seasons ago. I remember racing that one in the Alpine. I won't forget that one because a few laps to the end, I got absolutely spun around. But I can't remember his name, but one of the drivers that was in the league, he's left now. But yeah, very soon, lights will be out and the racing will begin. You can see there's a bunch of flags being waved by the fans here. I see a New Zealand flag. Or was that Australia? I think that's New Zealand or maybe Australia. I see a Polish flag. I see a Finnish flag. I see the European Union flag. I see a Mexican, Brazilian. Yeah, that's the most I see. You know what they need to start doing in this game? They need to start putting flags of the people who are actually on track. I know most of these flags obviously are for the F1 racers, but they need to start putting flags of people on track because we set it already. Maybe put their driver helmets of fans holding up their driver helmets. Some fans on track. That would be fun, just to see like a driver flying by or. It will even be better if it's like home races. Let's say we go to Silverstone. Anybody who's from England will have their faces held up by the fans and all in the stands, and their names may be held up by the fans saying, for example, UFRL Mr. P, we love you. I mean that's easy to code. UFRL Viva, we love you. I mean Viva's flag is Cyprus. There's no home race at Cyprus. Mr. P's on is Germany too. And there's no home race at Germany. So let's look at someone like Merck who has like the English flag. say you are from Merc, we love you, or something like that, or marry me. You know how fans, I know they get crazy and put some crazy signs. Or can I get an autograph? That would be a very nice addition to the game. Something that could even give you like a little bit of a confidence boost, a momentum when you're racing, to see racing out there coming through turn one, heading down the street and seeing your name held up by a fan and thinking, oh, they came for me. No, they didn't actually come for you. That's just a code, but still, that's something that could be implemented into the game. Sometimes, these game developers, they just don't have the passion that we have. Most of these game developers these days are just students who graduated doing engineering or just went into the job for the pay, not for the passion of the sport or the game. That's why EA honestly has fallen off when it comes to games, especially EAFC football. I mean, that's why it's even called EAFC now. It's not even called FIFA anymore. Like, that's how far they've fallen. But we'll see what strategy these drivers are going for. Should I expose the strategy? I'm exposing the strategy. Story, guys. Pesci wants to start with the hards. The rest are mediums. Two hards for Badger and ARC. Then it's mediums for the rest of the drivers. Only three drivers on the hards now. Sorry for exposing your strategies, but I mean, we're still going to see them when the race begins. Whoever is in here watching the race, anyways, gets a little bit of an advantage seeing what the drivers are around them before the tire blankets are removed, and you can see exactly what they are on. But what time are we going now? I haven't seen yet. Race Day Lounge. Let's check out the Race Day Lounge. Race Day Lounge. We got 31, so a minute to go before we begin the penultimate round of season 9. All right, people. The countdown should probably have begun by now because we're at 31. So I know. There we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's the penultimate round. It is Mexico. It's lights out. It's foot to the floor and go. Pesci has a good start here. He might keep the lead heading to turn 1, but the kick Saba is going to make it easy for him. He tries to defend that inside, give the tight line to Declan, who's going to push it hard. His teammate, though, will try around the outside. No space given. Pesci is going to keep the lead of this race, but Hayes is going to put the kick Saba under pressure. A little bit of contact. They make their parkour gets ahead of Viking Fox as they are clean coming into the first few corners. Viva's now dropped down to P6 behind Bam and Mr. P. He's now going to try around the outside of the Alpine, the Aston Martin. Does he have the grip to do so? No, he does not. Oh, but Declan falling down the order. He spun. Declan has spun the Scotsman down to P14, and he's going to have to catch back up to the pack now. It's a 1-2 for the Williams as we speak, and they could set their destiny for the constructors in this race here. 1-2 would be a very strong finish for them as their competitors not really in good places, as there's more yellow flags at the back. It is Woody following his son, following his son, as he also goes for a spin now as father and son right behind, like father like son. The saying goes through here, but we'll see if they can claw back in this one. As we head to the front, Mr. P in P3, right behind the two Williams, as Merck with a very good start here now, starting in P13, already up to P7 in this one, making a lot of places right at the start of this race. Rusted Bulls close to Viking Fox, wouldn't be able to make the move either. 110 behind Bam, will be thinking of getting past the Alpine very soon to start pushing the drivers in front. But Pesci on his championship winning day, already leading this race, 16th ahead of his teammate, and in a comfortable position now, defended by his teammate behind, who's going to be under pressure by the Mercedes of Mr. P. The pack is still all bunched up together. Angie Badger slightly falling off there, going off track to add to his misfortunes, but Declan does have the pace to catch back up to the pack, but he's going to have to use that pace to get right back up to the front. Woody will also be trying to get back to them now. But here we go. Pesci, 7 tenths in front of his teammates, has the pace to pull away from him, but lucky enough, Hazer will have that DRS to keep his teammate close by as Viking Fox and Rustable switching places now. Rustable with the easy move around the outside of the Haas gets in front of Viking. Here we go. Bam! Still behind Mr. P, who have that DRS on the two Williams drivers in front, but he wouldn't have enough to get past them. Let's see if there's any other moves that will be made on track as Viking is gaining on Rusted Bolt. Would he be going for the same move on the inside of Visa RB up to P8? Viking Fox goes, and the Red Bull of ARC Mickey looking for it on Gandalf, who attacks Rusted Bolt. They make a little bit of contact there. Gandalf will try the switchback, nothing doing. ARC will have the run as they head up to turn 4. Why will Gandalf decide to defend? Will he go for the inside or the outside? ARC is picking the inside here. He wouldn't go for a move, backs out of it. Gandalf doesn't go deep, so he can keep his place in front of the Red Bull. That's good racing between those drivers there. Rusted Bolt now slightly falling off the pack and losing that DRS. Same thing as Viking Fox. They will need to push back up now to get back up to them, as this familiar pack that we have here of Pesci all the way down to Merc. These drivers usually racing around each other. Merc, Parkour, Viva, and Mr. P. Bam, not always showing up for races, but and not always that consistent. But when he does show the pace, he is in a good place. If we remember, Bam did start in pole position at the Inter-Tier reverse race. He was having a good race till the safety car came out and he was right behind it and got absolutely effed. Had to be dropped to the back. But without that DRS now, Viva is going to easily make that move on him. Merc is also going to make the move on Parkour. Round the outside he goes, clears the Red Bull as Viva clears the Alpine in front of him. And they are making up the places now. Mr. P still up in P3 right behind Hazer and Pesci. And Viva now will try to push up to catch them. He has lost that 1 second buffer and will lose the DRS for now. Would they have enough to get back to the front, or is that the break of the pack that we have expected? Rusted Bolt down the inside of Viking Fox takes the place back from the Haas, as this is the second pack in the race now. A 3-second penalty for Angry Badger behind the first driver with the penalties. It is Mexico, so you do expect the penalties to start to show up. We're going to Merc right behind Bam. We'll be gaining on him, but he's low on that ERS. Wouldn't be able to have that pace to make the move on him yet. Viva doesn't have the pace to catch up to the top 3. Maybe they can use the DRS assistant to try and do that. Declan getting past Gandalf for P11. He's going to have to start making up those places. Starting on those hard tires, ARC Mickey, as you can see, the pace isn't truly there to hold on to Viking Fox, but it's to slowly start to get there, as Bolt now with the quickest lap of a 1:16.8 has now caught up to the pack in front and will continue his fight with them. Viking Fox this time around wouldn't be close enough to make the move. Declan getting past ARC Mickey up to P10. He goes making up the places. And can he do a last to first challenge? He was last at the end. After he was last halfway through lap 1, so I think Woody was last at the end of lap 1. But so you'll see exactly what Declan can do there. But Pesci, the 2 Williams drivers, still doing a good job to protect themselves and lead this race here. They know exactly what they have to do, having that 20% deduction looming on their head. They are pushing very hard and making sure that deduction is not going to be a problem for these drivers. As you can see, they are gaining even more and more time to Viva behind, now 3 seconds ahead of the Aston Martin, and the top 3 will definitely stay in the top 3 as long as the safety car does not come out in this one. They are in a very good position, as Mr. P now trying to hold on to them 8 tenths behind. Doesn't want to lose the DRS to them in front, because the drivers behind will slowly start to gain on him if he does so, as Bam is slowly start to gain on Viva and will switch to the inside. Merc will try to follow through, as are they going to be 3 wide going into the corner? He decides not to go for that one. Will Parkour go for the move on the inside? No, she will not, as Declan has been overtaken. Oh no, not been overtaken by Viking Fox. He hasn't overtaken Viking Fox yet. He can't set the move as they head up down to this corner. But Viking Fox will have that DRS to defend from him. Merc getting ahead of Viva. Now will be attacking the Alpine of Bam. Is Merc the one who has the pace to catch up to the drivers in front? As you can see, they're losing even more and more time as Declan slides past Viking Fox up to P9. he goes. Declan gaining more and more places after spinning at the start of this one. He still wants that podium, and the 3 drivers in front will definitely know that Declan will be pushing very hard now. Rusted Bolt has joined this fight. Parkour going for the inside on Viva there, deciding to pull out. Though that's a dangerous corner to go for a move. That tight right-hander as we head to the final sector of the race. Oh, as Viva slows in the back end a little bit, Parkour goes into the back of Viva. They both go into the wall there. And Rusted Bolt is also a victim of this one. That's a safety car. That is a safety car. Lucky for the 3 drivers who've been very unlucky. They're going to have to change their wings now. But the question is, do they tell their team to change their wings? No. Parkour forgot to tell her team to change the wing. We'll see if Rusted Bolt does forget. So Viva is going into the pits. Don't forget to tell your team to change your wing. And Rusted Bolt didn't forget. Good one on him. Parkour is going to have to come into the pits one more time, because as you can see, the right front wing end play is off on the Red Bull there. Viva going into the pits, and he told his team to change his wing. What happened there? Viva slightly lost the back end there. Parkour had nowhere to go, tapping into the back of the Aston Martin, both going into the wall, and it looks like Rusted Bolt was also another victim in that one. Going into the pits is the question now. Box for hards. Box for hards. It's very important to box for hards at this moment. As you can see, to be all right, a few drivers move. Hazer is going to have to double stack. Hazer is going to have to double stack on his teammate in front. The Mercedes might double stack, because as you can see, they are quite close to them. But Hazer is trying to pull that time. You're allowed to pull at least 5 seconds from your teammate when it comes to trying not to get that double stack, as they will both go going into the pits now. The double stack won't be too strong on the Williams, so let's see exactly what happens. His teammate changing his tires now. Hazer having to wait just a little bit before he slides in there and changes in. But would that mean Mr. P will be sliding past the Williams of Hazer? Yes, it will. How is the double stack working out for the Mercedes? Merc coming out of the pits. All the drivers now going into the pits on this one, as Merc will stay right behind Bam, and the double stack hasn't affected him too much. The 2 drivers who decided to start on the hard tires having to stay out in this one. ARC leading to a 10-second penalty for Parkour as she speeds into the pit lane. She also has to change her wing, and she might have to come in one more time again. She definitely has to come in one more. Lucky enough for her, smart call from her, lucky enough for her, she's changed into the soft, so she can now go on her hard tires as she goes into the pits one more time for the safety car. But she has to take away those 10 seconds. Will she be able to join back into the pack before the safety car goes? Maybe. We will see. But she will be last on the grid when the race does resume for sure. She's going to push now to see if she can go in and take off those tires. I'm happy that she can do, because it was unfortunate for the Red Bull of Parkour. Viva just lost it a little bit in front, and there's nothing she could do. Nothing Rusted Bolt also could do in that situation there. But the Williams now have been split by the Mercedes of Mr. P. The double stack absolutely affecting Hazer for sure. But he just lost 1 place, which is not too bad whatsoever. They were top 3 and still at top 3. He can set up the move on Mercedes of Mr. P. But Parkour will have to go into the pits. The safety car will probably go around after this lap. We'll probably go out one more time. We will see. Let's just watch and see. She's going to be pushing very hard now. They're both going to be pushing very hard now behind Parkour and Viva. So let's stick to her. She's definitely going to go into the pits to take off the 10 seconds that she got for speeding into the pit lane. But what she needs to do is not speed into the pit lane again, because that will just compound her issues, and she definitely won't be able to go into the pits one more time. There we go. The Red Bull flying into the pits, taking her time this time around. Oh, slow down. Yes, so she's gonna have to take away those 10 seconds. We're gonna stick with the Red Bull here. Yeah, we got 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're gonna change her tires now. Oh, yep. That took a little bit more than 10 seconds, did it? Or maybe I was counting too fast. But yeah, she's out now on the hard tires, and she will have to push now to catch the pack. Hopefully, the pack doesn't go without her, because that would be very unfortunate for the Red Bull. Push Push Parkour. Let's watch this. Let's watch this. This is going to be interesting. No point watching the pack. Let's see if she can get up to them. Push as hard as you can. Racing laps, racing laps, racing laps. They're not too far. I won't say they're too far. They're a few corners away, but I mean, Mexico doesn't have that much corners. Mexico doesn't have that much corners, so she just might be a few seconds behind them when the safety car does come in, or maybe the safety car goes one more time. Hopefully it goes one more time. For me, I want it to go one more time for her because that would be a little bit unlucky. She has to be way behind the pack when the safety car does come in. So here we go then. The third sector now, and the safety car is going to go one more time. Parkour will be able to catch up. So luckily for her, she'll be able to catch up. Here we go. One more lap. The race will resume on lap 11. Anybody else decide to go into the pits because of that? No. ALC stays out. Angry Badger stays out. A little bit of an overtake for Declan and Gandalf there. Did Declan get past Gandalf, or did Gandalf like almost get past him and Declan just took that place back? Because you're surely not allowed to overtake under the safety car under any circumstance, unless the driver is obviously just parked on the road, but you have no other option. The Parkour will be able to catch up back to the pack. We can resume racing. A teammate leading the way, right at the back. Let's see how this will turn out for the Red Bull team, who are continuing their charge to try and grab that constructors. Red Bull and Mercedes obviously have seen the announcement of 20% being taken off from Williams and are looking to score as much points as they can on the Williams team. But the problem with that, trying to beat the Williams team, is they have a full team that is very, very resilient. To have 3 drivers fighting in the Drivers' Championship is already a testament to how strong that team is. They don't need reserves, so on the final day, when everybody else can't have reserves, Williams won't have that problem because they will not need reserves. So it's very interesting to see, and Williams most likely will keep the distance from the rest of the teams. But let's look at this before we resume this race now. If I take off 20% of what they currently have before I posted, for the one I posted last week, combined constructors, Williams were on 1,386. So taking off 10% means you take off 1,138. Taking off 20% means you take 276. 276. So 200 points times what they have now is 1,186. Then 76. Oh yeah, if you actually take off the points they have now, Red Bull are leading the championship with the 20 points. Everybody leading the championship. So I mean, this is one of the races that they can take advantage of. Red Bull not really having a strong lineup compared to them, but we will see as ARC Mickey is warming up those tires. As you can see with the Angry Badger getting cut off there. The Williams of Pesci is already going to make the move on him. Hayes already side by side with the Mercedes, and they're already 2 wide in 2 occasions. Is it going to make it 3 wide? Hayes are there. We're going to make it 3 wide. Going into this corner. Not the best view of the broadcast there. Making a little bit of contact. The Mercedes and the Ferrari. Nice and clean. But the Williams now have gotten back up to exactly how they were. 1 and 2 for them. As Merck now making a place on Angry Badger. His tires are falling off. Declan also sliding past him. Viking Fox right behind him as Gandalf and Rusty Bolt are going to be fighting at around the outside of Rusty Bolt defending from the Alpine. Can Gandalf get around the outside? He can't. Woody's going to try and take an opportunity to get past Gandalf here. Trying to take the inside. Almost making contact with the Alpine. Spinning, going into the wall. Saves it. Absolutely saves it before. That would have been the second safety car if Woody had gone into the wall there. Tried to move on the Alpine of Gandalf, but absolutely almost failed it so bad. Round the outside, Pesci is going to go on ARC Mickey. ARC is going to not defend it that hard. Pesci's teammate is diving down the inside of the Red Bull there, as the 2 Mercedes now will be putting pressure on the Red Bull of ARC as Viva and Parkour are fighting at it. Parkour goes for a move on the Aston Martin, gets past Viva. Viva now will try the switchback as they're coming out of the final corner, who have the momentum as they head to turn 1. Parkour is low on that ERS as Viva is just going to tuck right behind. The DRS now has been enabled and the moves will begin as ARC Mickey has been overtaken by Mr. P round the outside going into turn 1. His teammate Merck will obviously be trying to do the same thing. 3-second penalty for Pesci. The rest of the drivers definitely will be looking at that because they know that all they have to do is stay 3 seconds behind the championship leader who will still win the championship no matter what, as long as he finishes here today. But Paco getting past Gandalf up to P11. Any more moves being made? A lot is happening as Angry Badger has lost another place now to Rusted Bolt, who has lost the DRS to the drivers in front. But as you can see, side by side, the Mercedes of ALC and Merc sliding past through as Deck goes round the outside of BAM as they go through the S's. A lot of beautiful racing between those two, wheel to wheel between these drivers. Deck dives down the inside of ALC, takes that P5 in this race, and he is absolutely on a charge here. He wants that podium after spinning to the back at the start of this one. BAM is also going to slide past ALC. His tires are just too old. No traction, no grip. 3-second penalty for Angry Badger. Yellow flags at the back as Viva looks to have lost it once again. The Rusted Bolt now right behind ALC Mickey. Mr. P getting past Hazer with the DRS. They've now lost that time to Pesci in front. That is not what they will want. 1 second behind him now. He does have that 3-second penalty, but if he falls out of that DRS of the drivers behind, he does have the pace to pull away from them and make sure that his 3 seconds is not going to matter as Merc now takes his 3-second penalty. The penalties are starting to rack up in this one. 13 laps in as we're going to have 23 laps to go. Definitely more penalties to show. Rusted Bolt now getting past the ALC in the Red Bull around the outside. Viking is going to be the next driver to get past the ALC, but 3-second penalty now for Parkour. And as I told you, the penalties have gotten to the point where they are going to start to stack up. Rusted Bolt now putting pressure on the Alpine of BAM in front. He's trying not to lose that DRS to the Mercedes. He's now lost it, but he might have it on this lap. Yes, he does have it this time around. Would he have enough to keep close to Merc before they get to the next DRS zone? 9/10 behind him now, 1 second behind him now, and he's now going to lose that DRS and we're going to be under immense amounts of pressure from Rusted Bolt behind. Fastest lap 1:16.6 as Pesci turns on the afterburners. 2.3 seconds now behind the man in P2. He wants to run that 3 seconds away as Hazer is trying it around the outside of Mr. P, and he will complete that move on the Mercedes, who will just slide right behind Rusted Bolt to also complete the move on BAM in the Alpine. As the racing continues here, Angry Badger close to Gandalf, close to Angry Badger there, but can't complete that move going in. He will have the grip though coming out of this, and will have the DRS on the Ferrari in front, but not enough as Declan and Merc switching places. The Merc moving up to P4 and will try to catch up to his teammate here with 1.4 seconds. Just needs to catch up about 4/10 to get into the DRS of Mr. P in front. Mr. P and Hazer who are absolutely going at it. They know Pesci has run away with this one. Pesci has run away with this one, as you can see, putting on the afterburner as the champion, showing why he's going to win it all this season, showing why he's going to be the man with the golden fingers at the end. 2.6 seconds away from them in P2 as Viking gets past ARC Mickey, as ARC Mickey will not make it too hard for his teammate, letting Parkour slide through there. It's good teammate work. He will definitely be praying for a safety car now, because if he has to go into the pits in this moment, he's going to lose a lot of time to the other drivers, as Declan now will be sliding past Merc. Declan does have the pace to catch the drivers in front, so Merc knows that and is just going to stick behind. Rusted Bolt though, right behind them, will also have that pace to get back. So it's 3 of them now trying to get back up to the top 2, as they are very close to the top 2, Hazer and Mr. P. A little bit of contact between them there. Mr. P will have the DRS to keep Hazer close, but here we go. Pesci started to run away with this one, has now run away that 3-second penalty. Definitely puts on the afterburners, definitely puts on the rocket ship in his car, and he's going to have to keep pushing and pushing to get that time down more, because Declan does have the pace to slide past his 2, but the question is, does he have the pace to reel in Pesci when he does get past the Mercedes and the Williams of Hazer and Mr. P? Merc now has lost the DRS to Declan in front. Does he have the pace to hold on to him? He's now going to be under pressure from Rusted Bolt behind. You can see Declan is looking for the move already on the Mercedes. Nothing doing that time around. Parkour very close to BAM now, who will not have the DRS to Rusted Bolt in front. We don't have that 10-kilometer advantage to defend from the charging Red Bull behind. Pesci 1:16.3, another fastest lap for the Williams, as the Mercedes of Mr. P staying behind Hazer, who keeps moving left, right, and back to the right there, swerving in the track. for Hazer, trying to cut off that slipstream, but Mr. P will still complete that move ahead of the Mercedes as Rusted Bolt does the same thing. Ahead of Williams as Rusted Bolt does the same thing to the Mercedes of Merck behind. ARC has lost another place now to Gandalf on his old hard tires. His pit stop will have to come soon. But as you can see, the safety car not helping ARC, who decided to start on the hards, as Woody will now also get round the outside of the Red Bull, will complete the move on him, and down to P12 he goes. The Mercedes of Mr. P right behind Pesci here, and they will continue to fight. The Mercedes will try their best to beat the Williams here today, but definitely to be difficult. 5 seconds already that Pesci has pulled away for the rest of the pack, and he's showing his dominance here in Tier 1. What a drive he's having. He has that championship mojo in him. He knows that this is where he's going to be given the gold, and he wants to do that in style. 5 seconds ahead of them right now. It's a safety car that will save their bacons when it comes to racing, with Pesci in front as Rusted Bolt. Now Declan have both caught up to the drivers in front. They're now going to be gaining on the Mercedes of Mr. P, who has nothing to defend. 2 drivers sliding through. Will they go on the inside of Hazer? The Hazer slightly moving to the right, putting off the kick salver of Declan, but he's not going to pull out of this one. He's going to have that DRS once more as they head to turn 4. Can he complete the move on the outside of the Williams? The Williams does well to defend from him. Rusted Bolt, though, is going to go on down the inside of the Mercedes. Will they make a little bit of contact? No. Good racing between those two. Go with wheel to wheel there, and the Mercedes can't keep this pace. Merck now taking advantage and catching back up to this pack that are squabbling in front. But Declan is going to be putting pressure on the Williams of Hazer, who's doing a great job to defend his teammates here. What a teammate Hazer honestly has been for Pesci this season. Also still being in P2 in his own race. As you can see, these 3 right here, Hazer, Deck and Mr. P, are the ones who are fighting for that P2 in the championship. And as you can see, they are fighting for P2 here in this race as Rusted Bolt under pressure from Merck round the outside. Couldn't complete it. 3-second penalty again for Angry Badger. And as you can see now, heading down the straight, Declan, can he finish the move this time around on Hazer, who will switch to the inside? Is he going to go for back to the left side here? No, he will not. As there's more yellow flags at the back, looks like Andrew Badger with a mistake. Viva gets him past as Declan will take it around the outside of the Williams to complete that move, to complete his charge. And his next target now is to catch Pesci in front. We'll see if he does have the pace to do so. Retired from the session, Angry Badger in the pit lane, and that will be the end of the Ferrari's race. And AFC Mickey will have to start thinking about the pit stop very soon. A pit stop that would just be so unfortunate for him, because on those old tires, it's going to have to go in the mediums. It's going to lose so much time to the other drivers who decided to pit in the safety car. Maybe it's like going to be quicker for ARC to go for the mediums on the safety car and just absolutely destroy them. And maybe hope for a safety car. At the end of the race, obviously, he will start to fall off, but it's better than going into the pits right now. But we'll see if a safety car does come out. If he does, then he will be a lucky boy. Merck still struggling to keep up to the drivers in front, already falling out of that DRS, but who will get back up to them now as Rusted Bolt is putting pressure on Mr. P, who has now lost the DRS to Hazer and Declan in front. Rusted Bolt right behind the Mercedes will clear the Mercedes as they go to turn 1 for sure. But Deck now with the fastest lap of a 1:16.2, far enough from Hazer that Hazer wouldn't be able to make the move on this round. Does Declan have the pace though to catch up? There goes for the dive down the inside of Declan. They're still trying to slow down the kick server when it comes to chasing his teammate. 6.3 seconds now that Pesci is in front just because of that audacious move from the Williams on the inside. He did compromise the line of Declan and compromise time on his competitor in front. Rusted Bolt getting past the Mercedes of Mr. P. The Mercedes 5.6 are going to have to work together now against the Visa RB as Paco has lost the place to Bam. She's going to try it around the outside there, but Bam is going to keep that place. She's still trying it. Off track she goes there, and Alpine or Bam is going to keep Paco in that Alpine sandwich as Gandalf is also going to be putting pressure on the Red Bull. As Viking Fox right in front of them, still in a good position for the Haas team. I'll say exactly what can. 3-second penalty for the second Williams driver, as the drivers behind him definitely will be looking at that and be trying to take advantage of his of his blunder here. The penalties will still start to come in, but Hazer has that 3 seconds. Declan under pressure from Hazer behind, who's going to be gaining. This time around, is he going to go for the move as they are getting closer and closer to turn 1? Hazer goes for it once again, down the inside of Declan, who tried to defend it around the outside, losing more time to Pesci in front. This is exactly what Pesci will be looking for, his teammates to put all the pressure on the Kick-Sauber in front, who is going to pick the offensive line. Is not going to defend it on the Williams, who dives down the inside, round the outside. Declan has the grip though to keep the Williams behind. They are now going to be under pressure from Rusted Bolt and the 2 Mercedes behind. The inside line is a line decided to pick from Hazer, but Declan still keeping Hazer behind. And this fight is heating up. Hazer does have that 3-second penalty. He doesn't have anything to lose at this point, so he's absolutely going for it. As you can see now, gaining on Declan. Declan is going to pick the defensive line, switching back to the main optimal line on this one. And they are now going to have that DRS. Hazer has saved enough ERS now to attack Declan in front. Here we go now as they start lap 21. Pesci 8 seconds ahead and definitely will be crowned champion at the end of this one. But here we go once more. Declan has the pressure of Hazer behind, who's going to be gaining on the Kick-Sauber. The Kick-Sauber this time around is going to pick the defensive line. Hazer is going to have to try it around the outside in this one. Can he complete the move on Declan? Yes, he can. The third time around, third time lucky. Hazer gets his place back into P2. Declan now under pressure from Rusted Bolt. He's going to take the place from him on the outside and up to P3. Rusted Bolt goes. It looks like he might be getting another P2 after getting a P2 back in Qatar. In a very interesting race between him and the championship leader. But now he's going to be putting pressure on the man in P2 in the championship, Rusted Bolt. He wants to charge, have a momentous charge at the end of this championship, being right behind Hazer, Declan, and Mr. P in P5. Gonna have to start racking up those points now, and this is exactly what he wants to do. Declan though, putting pressure on him as the Mercedes have the best view of this. They're just gonna keep watching as the drivers in front are going at it. Can Viking Fox get close to them as they keep squabbling here? He will try to do so, but it will be quite difficult because we know the pace of the tier 1s in front. Hey, Pesci though, 9 seconds in front. Let's not forget about Pesci. Pesci, don't worry, at the last lap of the race I will just follow you to cross the line to give you your congratulations. But here we go, Rusted Bolt under pressure from Declan. Declan will take that place on him, and will he dive down the inside on Hazer, as Hazer has been doing to him for a couple laps now? Yes, he will, but this time he's going to show Hazer how it's done on the inside and complete the move on the Williams, who's going to try and fight it back. The Kick-Sauber has the DRS, has that advantage to keep the Williams behind. He wouldn't have enough. Will Rusted Bolt make it 3 wide? No, he will not. A little bit of a lock-up behind the Kick-Sauber as they go wheel to wheel. The Kick-Sauber will slightly go off, and here comes Rusted Bolt, getting past the Kick-Sauber there, and Williams of Hazer sliding back up to P2 as the fight continues here. Oh, as there's yellow flags at the back. Is that going to be the safety car that we've been looking for? No, it's not. It's Woody once again, but the safety car is going to stay out on this one. ARC Mickey will have been hoping for a lovely safety car on him. The Pesci and Hazer, though, definitely not be praying for that one, because that means the rest of the pack will be catching back up to them. And here we go once more. Rusted Bolt, can he finally take P2 in this race? A very good recovery from the red Visa RB of Rusted Bolt. He's been alone a lot this season. He's had Boy Knockout Bonner, who now can't race again as a reserve, and Bird did back out of the championship, out of the league about round 7 or something, around 8. So he's been alone for a while, but there are 3 wide there as Declan clears 2 cars. Up to P2, Declan goes after clearing those 2 cars of Hazer and Rusted Bolt. Now with a 3-second penalty. Mr. P now the only driver, and Declan without the 3-second penalties in this 5-man pack. And that is exactly what is going to get you the places in this race, staying out of the penalties with 13 laps to go. The Mercedes of Mr. P knows he can get a good P2 in this one. All he has to do is stay close to the squabbling drivers in front. Declan now will try to pull away from them. He is pulling away from them. 1.5 seconds now that he has pulled away from Hazer on this one, and that is exactly what he would need to do. He's going to pull out of that DRS, and it's now not going to be under pressure from the drivers behind. Rusted Bolt though looking for the move on Hazer, but he knows that the best place to go for it is going to turn 1. Hazer does not have that DRS advantage. It's going to be an easy one for Verstappen. He makes contact with Hazer there. Hopefully no damage for the Mercedes behind. Makes contact with Hazer, doesn't go past him, but will now have that opportunity with the DRS to get past Hazer. And he's going to switch on that DRS and activate the ERS as he heads down the straight. Mr. P is not going to make it easy for him though. They're going to go 3 wide as they head to turn 1. Can the Mercedes take the P3 on track? Yes, he can. Hazer is going to go for the defensive line. Hazer goes for, oh my God, Rosted goes into the back of the Mercedes of Mr. P. Luckily, not a spin for him. And luckily for Rosted both, no damage on his wing there. They're making even more and more contact, these drivers here, as the race is starting to heat up. As you can see, Declan was slightly gaining on Pesci in front. Will he have enough to gain on Pesci? He doesn't have a 3-second penalty. As you can see, Pesci does have that, so all he has to do is gain 5 seconds on the Williams driver and he will get the win here. So we're going to watch Declan to see exactly if he can do that. Merck now right behind Hazer, putting pressure on the Williams. They both have that 3-second penalty and they know that it's just going to have to finish ahead of each other in the race if they want to beat one another. But here we go, Mr. P in the optimal position after making contact with Rosted both. No issue there whatsoever though, because they kept going. But here we go. As he both makes even more contact with the Mercedes there. He's going to lose a little bit of time to drivers in front, but not that much. He's now going to have that DRS activated behind his teammates. Hazer keeps swerving on track, trying to break the slipstream from the drivers behind. Merck is going to be gaining on him. Mr. P is also going to be gaining on him. Merck switches to the outside to give Mr. P the momentum. Down the inside he goes. Hazer is going to defend a 10-second penalty for Viva as he speeds into the pit lane. Looks like that might be the end of his race. I'm not too sure, as he has retired from the session. That will be the end of Viva's race here. He's not been feeling well though. Viva has been feeling sick. He decided to just try and race this one, but he's not been feeling well on this one, and that was expected there, as he now has DNF from this race. Mr. P and Merck now still putting pressure on Hazer, who's doing a momentous job here to defend from them. Declan is still going to be pushing to try and cut that time to Pesci in front, but that's going to be very difficult. 11 laps to go in this one, and Declan is going to have to cut 5 seconds in 11 laps if he wants to win this race. Pesci knows that, and Pesci is going to be saving up his tires to make sure that at the end of this one he can push very hard to keep Declan out of it. But Mr. P, both Mercedes are putting pressure on the Williams of Hazer. That's a 4-man battle. Lap 26 begins for them. This 26th time, they're going heading down to turn 1. Hazer keeps swerving in front of them in track to cut off that slipstream. As you can see, Mr. P gaining on him and will take it round the outside. Can he complete the move round the outside? How hard is Hazer going to make it be? He dives down the inside to try to keep that Mercedes away, but the Mercedes will complete that move and will have the DRS to keep Hazer away. But he's not going to make it easy for the Mercedes. He has the momentum going now around the outside up to turn 4, and he will get the place back up to P3. Hazer goes, not making it easy for the Mercedes whatsoever, and the teammates work is doing it to perfection here for his team, as Bolt and Merck are going to be going side by side. Bolt gets up to P5, and all the squabbling they are doing is just making Bam get closer to them. The two Alpines though right in front of Paco are doing a good job here to defend from the Red Bull, as Gandalf has now cleared the Red Bull of Paco. This race is absolutely heating up. At the end of this one, back on Gandalf, as I said that, in the wall, safety car. Safety car. Unbelievable. Pesci will absolutely be reeling in front. He was going to win this race, but it looks like Gandalf made a mistake, or might have had contact with the Red Bull of Paco. Not too sure what happened there, but if it's so, he will drive to penalty. 10-second penalty for severe collision. Oh, okay. But I can't take it. See, that can't be taken off though. Luckily for him, he doesn't have to go into do a pit stop again, so he can appeal it at the end of that one. Collision with Hazer. Going into the pits, 10 seconds. Luckily for him, wasn't a speed in the pit lane, so I would take that 10-second penalty for Woody for cutting the corner there. And so I don't know what happened there. Maybe he can also appeal that one. At 10 seconds, he's going to retire. He's definitely going to retire. So ARC, lucky boy, will come out and take that P10. That's exactly what he was waiting for. That safety car ARC. +1 Williams cooking. Yeah, Williams are absolutely cooking. Your teammate is going to be champion once they cross the line. All Percy has to do is cross the line. That's it. You can go past the safety car. Pesci going into the pits here. For softs, for mediums. Declan is the only one who went for the softs. Interesting call from him. They will fall off at the end. They'll be very strong at this restart. But Pesci will keep his lead, but he does have that 3-second penalty. It means that Declan might just be a winner at the end of this one. Hazer, Mr. P, Rusted both. They're all out there. Mr. P will stay out. We'll appeal the 10 seconds for sure. But it looks like Merck got a little bit lucky with a double stack on his teammates in front, dropping right behind Bam, but not too far back behind. Just one place behind where he was, because he was behind Rusted Bolt before the safety car came. But there we go, Gandalf out of the race after DNF to the S's. Looks like he might have made a mistake to the S's and went into the wall. 10 drivers left on track. 4 have DNF: Woody, Gandalf, Viva, and Angry Badger out of this race. The drivers who are going to take advantage of this one are the ones without the penalties. If you don't have a penalty, this is your moment. I think Mr. P, obviously with the 10 seconds, should be taking it off. So Deck, Mr. P, Bam, and Viking. Just stay close to the pack and you will have a good finish at the end of this one. Let's look at the penalties now. There we go. 10 for Mr. P and 3 for the rest. Safety car should be coming into the pit when ARC joins the pack. Yeah, safety car will come into the pits at the end of this one. Second safety car of the race. Second time the pack has been bunched up. And it's going to be an exciting one to the end. It was the Mexico never fails to deliver. A very exciting race. But yeah, the safety car talk I was having in Tier 3 race in Vegas. Sometimes it's the Aston Martin, sometimes it's the Mercedes. Today is the Aston Martin. Last time at Vegas it was the Mercedes safety car, the red one. So it's just randomized probably. It's probably just randomized. Or maybe it's track to track. Some tracks are Aston Martin, some cars tracks are Mercedes. But I think it's just probably randomized. The Aston Martin safety car this time around. So Aston Martin are leading the race as we speak. But when they resume, they will have 6 laps of racing to decide the winner. That looks like it's going to be Declan. All he has to do is not get that penalty. You know what? Let's look at the race directors to see how many warnings he has. Look for Declan. Extended track limit 1. Extended track limit 2. He's 1 track limit away from a 3-second penalty. Let's look at Mr. P2, who doesn't have that 3-second penalty yet. Let's see where he is. Okay, he has just 1. No, that's Merck actually. That's Merck. Safety car in this lap. Yeah, Mr. P has 1. Just 1. So he needs 2 more to get that 3 seconds. Severe collision with his 10-second penalty. That's what he got. So P just has 1. Merck has 4. So 2 more and Merck will get 6 seconds here. So he has to be careful. Safety car will be coming into the pits on this one though. And Pesci will be leading the way. Let's get the tires back on this one and stick to our race leader, taking his time on this one. When will he go? He goes now, and there you go. A good start from the Williams of Pesci. Declan is going to be under pressure from Hazer though, who's going to be making sure that he doesn't put too much pressure on his teammates in front, but gaining on Pesci. Declan is going to be on those soft tires. Will he go for it on the inside? No, he will not. He's going to have to hold it back, but they're squabbling at the back as the Alpine and Rusted Bolt are going side by side. Rusted Bolt will keep his place in front of Bam there, but will that compromise the run for Bam as they head to turn 4? The Mercedes can't see that. The Mercedes also looking to peek down the inside, but nothing doing there as the two Red Bull cars will be putting pressure on Merck behind as the race can keep going on here. 10 drivers to go, 6 laps to go in this one in Mexico, in a very, very exciting race that we've had so far. Declan in a perfect position to win the race here, but he has to make sure that he doesn't get that last warning that will get him the 3-second penalty. It's just championship laps for Pesci though in front, who will win the championship when he does cross the line at the end of this one mathematically. Your Hazer in P3 does have the 3-second penalties, but he has Rusted Bolt behind him who has a 3-second penalty, and Merck. So Bam and Mr. P will be the drivers there. He has to worry about 1:15.7 for Pesci in front. Champion getting that quickest lap. Declan gaining on him will pick the inside for Pesci here and will take the lead of the race on the soft tires. Declan has now got it to the top, falling all the way to the back at the start of this one, and on lap 31 the Kick Sauber will lead the pack, will lead the race as Mr. P under putting pressure on Hazer as Pesci locks up a little bit behind as the momentum coming into turn 4 almost sees him going to the back of Declan there. There we go. Bam now still in that DRS of Rusted Bolt in front. Merck is going to have to look for a way past the Alpine of Bam, who's pushing now to stay in that DRS, but 8/10 now, almost 9/10. He's going to start to slowly fall out of the drivers in front, but you have that DRS to keep close to them, and he's going to need that for sure as Pesci now right behind Declan looks for the inside, locks up a little bit as he tried the dummy. Declan does not fall for it. All the experience that the Scotsman in front has behind will not allow the Scotsman behind to fall, put him off track by looking for a move on the inside, but he's going to have that DRS now as they head to turn 1. It's going to be an easy move for Pesci for sure. He's saving his battery in front. Declan, he knows there's no point to push here as he will slide through. Hazer now under pressure from Mr. P, will try around the outside. Hazer decides to pick the defensive line on that one. Merck not close enough to Bam though to complete the move. No move still being made, not just yet. They're going to head to the front as Declan behind Pesci. I'm going to start lap 33 at the end of this one. Just a few laps to go. And this man in the Williams, the Kraken in front, is going to be the monstrous winner of the championship this time in Tier 1. I don't believe did Matthias have this much of a gap on his contenders when he did win the championship last season. I'm not too sure. I will check. But what a dominant season it has been for Pesci. He's not even falling off the podium since what race? Oh my God. Pesci has gotten a podium in every single race this season, and he's only gotten one P2. He's gotten a race win or a one P3. He's gotten a race win or a P2 in every single race, except from the P3 that he got in Monza, and that was because we all know what happened at Monza, a chaotic race at that one. Another fastest lap for him here, as he will be firing off from this thing that he wouldn't be able to make that move. Merck though will get past the Alpine, but Red Bull of Paco will also do so down the inside of Merck. Merck will try and keep his place round the outside of Paco there. Bam will join this fight as they head down now to turn 4. Bam is going to put pressure on Paco. He does not have that DRS, well, he has the momentum, but she will not have that DRS to keep him away. Looking for the inside. ARC is going to join this fight, making sure that Bam doesn't attack the other Red Bull in front, but Merck now has fallen out of the DRS of the drivers in front, and he has to hope that he keeps squabbling in front like they did earlier to catch back up to them, as Declan now, as you can see, his soft tires are slowly starting to fall off from Pesci in front. But with few laps to go, all he has to do is make sure that Pesci doesn't pull 3 seconds on him, and he will be the ultimate winner here. And we see Mr. P still right behind Hazer. Rusted both the same thing. Merck will try and push to catch up to them. It doesn't look like he has the momentum. Doesn't look like he has the pace. Declan has fallen out of that DRS. So Pesci will run another fastest lap, 1:15.4 for him. But Hazer is going to be gaining on Pesci now. And this is exactly what Pesci needs. He needs his teammate to get past Declan there and start to slow him down, as he now will take that P2, a 1-2 on track for Williams as we speak. The Red Bull of Paco getting past Merck up to P6. You go 3-second penalty for Deck, and that will be that. That will be that. Now he has to finish ahead of Hazer. And on the final race, the race that he can't be champion, he is going to win the race here, Pesci, for a dominant season. And another race to show why he is the champion. A few more laps and he is going to carry gold, as long as he does not put that car in the wall. As AFC Mickey right behind Bam and Viking Fox gaining right behind. He does not have the penalty, so Viking Fox is going to be gaining on a lot of the drivers in front of him. That's exactly what he needs. Pacordo has that pace to catch up to Rusted Bolt, so Merck can't see that, and he should try to stay close to the Red Bull of Pacordo to try to get back up to the pack, see if he can keep fighting in this one. And here we go now on the penultimate lap of this one. Penultimate lap of the no, just two more laps to go. Actually, penultimate lap for lap 35. They've begun now. And as you can see, Hazer still in P2, but is now going to be under pressure from Declan behind, who doesn't have the momentum to make the move yet, or maybe he's waiting, just waiting for the final lap on this one. His soft tires have fell off now. Like I said, they will fall off right at the end of this one, and he will struggle to keep the drivers behind. Pesci though cruising to the end. We're going to watch Pesci on his championship lap. We'll see if he does any celebration, gives us any like donuts or anything crazy from him. As they are heading now to the S's. Paco now has caught up to them 1 second. She is behind them now, and she will get that DRS before they end this lap, most likely. And let's see now, pushing very hard. Paco, she probably did extend there a little bit, but she doesn't have enough to get that 6 seconds. Oh, she's falling off a little bit, but they are not squabbling but slowing themselves down. And here we go, she's now caught up to their DRX, exactly where she would need to be. There we go on the final lap of this one. Mr. P, all he has to do is keep close, and he will seal that P2 after the appeals, and his 10 seconds will be taken off. But Declan now gaining on him on the final lap of this one. Mr. P will get past Declan, and he's also trying to make the move on Hazer. Will he go for a move down the inside? Yes, he will. But Hazer is going to defend it. He will make a little bit of contact between the Williams and the Mercedes. Declan now losing even more places. Vosted both will slide past him. His soft tires struggling on those soft tires. Declan, Paco and Merck are going to be behind. Bam doesn't have that 3 second penalty. Bam can finish on the podium. Bam will finish on the podium in this one. All he has to do is stay close for Bam's first podium. Viking Fox will also finish in P4. Let's not forget that Mr. P will have that 10 second penalty that he can appeal. It might be taken off or might not. I don't really know what happened. But if he's taking out another 3 seconds now for Declan, so he's going to lose over more places to Paco and then behind. But we're going to head up now to the championship leader. Before we do that, let's see if Mr. P can take it around the outside of Hazer, who's going to defend from him. More contact being made. He goes off track, but we're going to head up to Pesci now as he slides past Rusted. Also going to slide past him. But here we go. Championship gold for Pesci. He is the world champion. The second time in Tier 1, he crosses the line to do so. Mr. P will take P2. Bam! For his first podium in UFRL. It's P2 for the Alpine of Bam. And he absolutely celebrates. It's redemption day for Bam at Mexico. After being very, very unlucky at Inter Mexico, he gets the podium this time around. And he's going to be happy. Your champion though. Champion of the world, Pesci, will stand at the top of the podium and get the race win. The Williams team are absolutely going to be delighted with this one, as Rusted both takes the P3. And that is your top 3. Williams are going to celebrate because we know the champagne is going to taste absolutely delightful today. They have that Drivers' Championship secured. Pesci with his second one in tier 2. And Williams are going to be going for the constructors now. And it's been a good race as Pesci wins here at Mexico. Unbelievable race. What a race that was. Pesci with the fastest lap too, getting an extra point to rub salt into the wounds to his competitors. And Mr. P dropped down to P10, but after he does appeal that, it looks like he will be getting the P2 in this one, and bam, will take P3. But what a race that was. Declan dropping down to P9 after getting the extra 3-second penalty. Viking Fox with a P5. Great result from him there. Let me make sure I get the full race results and the full race director. 10 seconds, 9, 8. Lots happened. Look at lots happened. What a race that was. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I hope you guys did too. As we send our congratulations to the champion of the world. It is Pesci. As he wins it all. A lot happening at the back. I had to watch Pesci crossing the line. I had to watch them fighting at the back. I was just switching places, but a good ending to the race there. As he was going to celebrate. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Williams. They've had one driver now take gold as they continue their fight for the constructors and to get the rest of their drivers to grab the gold. And there you go. I've been Willie Fernandez. We have been UFRL. Thank you guys for tuning in for the penultimate race in tier 1. And it's going to be one more round to the end. Good night and goodbye.